As we go on, like we do. When it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you. What you need, a little mind to ease. There's a little sunshine in the summer breeze. Oh, yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to Madden 18 on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Chargers going up against the Broncos.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of Denver, Colorado. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Sports Authority Field. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's second down.
That's a sight the Denver fans are used to seeing. Passes falling incomplete against their defense. #1 in pass defense in 2016, but they give up less than 200 yards per game.
Yeah, 186. Only team in the league to allow less than 200 per contest.
Elite cover guys and big-time pass rushers.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Here's Rivers. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
If the Chargers could get a full season out of Keenan Allen, look out, AFC West.
How much does that change for them?
Changes everything because he's a true #1 receiver. He eats up catches, and his ability to make plays downfield is just tremendous.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Rivers to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the right hash, this from 53. just wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Lynch looking to throw on second. Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On second down, Lynch. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Got him in. He finds Sanders. Lynch connecting with Sanders, and the Broncos convert on 3rd down.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still. Anderson loses the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On second down, here's Lynch. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. He's at the 50. 30, past the 20, and this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early. to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Green 39! Green 39!
Looking to throw on second down. Lynch. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Following the penalty, Anderson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
To throw on second down, Lynch. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Lynch now, work to do, certainly, after that sack. This is 3rd and long.
Here we go, now.
From the gun, it's Lynch. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And his throw is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Now Gordon on first down. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Now a second down throw for Rivers. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A Charger first down. Rivers hooking up with Allen.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it and this is caught inside the 5. Give him 30 yards there. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations, so he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Again, Gordon on 2nd and goal. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Here we go. Hurry up.
3rd and goal for Rivers. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Tyrell Williams from 4 yards out. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. No back out now to kick this one away. And Denver getting set to take the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Now Lynch on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there on 3rd down for the Broncos. 45 yards. Now a give. Running right is Anderson. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long.
All right, here we go. 3, 19.
Out of the gun, Lynch. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that lead is back down to 9 now. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
So out come the Chargers. First down, Rivers. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Come on, let's go. 1, 9.
Not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Benjamin with it over the middle. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On to punt, Drew Kaiser, second-year man from Texas A&M. Emmanuel Sanders deep for the Broncos. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Play action now. Rivers. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Rivers now on second down. Now he's forced out right. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Rivers now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And his kick is indeed good. And that's going to bump up their lead now to 15-3. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They start the drive with Anderson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go now. 56.
Again, Anderson. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we send you on down to our studios in Orlando, where standing by is Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
To throw is Lynch. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and that'll make it third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Detroit!
Throwing on third and long. Lynch. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. Joey Bosa able to track him down for a loss of 13. And it'll bring up fourth down. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Now Benjamin. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A first down throw here for Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Von Miller coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. Second down, Rivers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back, right at the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Off the play fake here, Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to him because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Rivers from the gun on third down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. There he goes, right side. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. That's nothing new for him, a pick six. He had 2 of those in the regular season last year.
You're hoping to get 1 in a career, let alone 2 in a season. And to be able to judge what's going on, read patterns, go after the football, sometimes catch a good break, whatever it takes, paying it off with a pick six is a big-time deal.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one, that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Here's Gordon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Rivers. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Now Rivers. That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. Novak out now to kick this one away. And Denver getting set to take the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Anderson. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Green. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Fresh set of downs here.
All right, here we go. 3-19. No. Check. Back there in that Philly. Here we go. Here we go now. Over. Here we go.
Now it's Lynch. Sanders has it over the middle. Emmanuel Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, 45 yards. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. You got to figure if they want to have success this year, the more they can put the football in his hands, the better, coming off a Pro Bowl campaign.
And that Pro Bowl campaign does more than just get him notoriety. It also plants an idea in the minds of guys trying to defend him that he's really pretty good, and sometimes gives you a little bit of extra room, a little bit of extra deference, and he's taking advantage of it.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Rivers to throw it. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing Rivers. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Here's Lynch. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space there. They elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one incomplete. They were trying to go back to Allen there. That'll bring up second down. Something to think about with these Chargers. They had 4 losses a season ago when leading with 3 minutes or less.
So you think that their fans right now, they're hopeful, but not necessarily expecting it to go their way.
Yeah, not counting their chickens just yet. He gets them a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know.
And this is caught for a touchdown. Hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
So the Broncos coming out now. And last time, 1 play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. The schedule makers kind to the Broncos. Just 1 road game until October 22nd. After tonight, they get the Cowboys here next week. Then they're on the road at Buffalo in week 3 before coming back home to face the Raiders. Then an off week and then another home game against the Giants.
So it's a front-loaded schedule that they need to take.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league,
he'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. On play action, Rivers. And the pressure gets to him again. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, we'll see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Broncos on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Here's Lynch to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. On 2nd down, here's Lynch. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. A good pickup there at 22. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll look to throw. Able to shake him off. Forced out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Denver. 67 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Here we go now. Please. Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Demaryius Thomas from 4 yards out. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. But I think the Broncos have it. They do. A field goal will do it for them. They got the onside kick that they needed here. We'll see if they can do the rest.
Some teams are just not comfortable waiting to see what happens. Some teams like to force the action. That's exactly what we saw with this onside kick.
I'm kind of liking this 2 Monday night game thing. I hope our East Coast friends are still awake and with us. It's been a good one here in Denver. Back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Rivers here to throw. Benjamin with it over the middle. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Chargers on third down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Rivers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Todd Davis. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
Still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Melvin Ingram in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He's back to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Charger offense making their way back out there. Only 1 timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have 1 timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch. Not at all.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And I know you with every carry, especially